So I'm just gonna talk to you for a few minutes here while I do my hair for orchestra contest in a few hours. Um, I if you want to know specifics of how I do this, I can make a video on that. But I really don't have the time to teach you how to do it and talk about stuff and talk about how I do it. So I'm just gonna talk to you about the rep we're doing in a few hours for orchestra contest because I really like it this year. And I just need something to do because no one's home and I felt like talking. So I need to get some bobby pins. We're doing pretty much all Russian music, which is why I like it, which is why I am so excited about all this. We're playing, this is high school, so we're playing arrangements of stuff. We're playing a slightly but artfully cut version of March Slav, and we're doing a same as that, cut a little bit but still enjoyable version of Russian Sailor's Dance, which I had never heard before. It's from an opera. It's by Glieri, I think is how you say it. I don't know. It's nice. I like it. And that's also a lot of fun, and it's very Russian. I just have this love for Russian music. I think it comes from the fact that when I first started really getting into listening to specific recordings of things, I was listening to a lot of Rostropovich, and there's just something about it that I really like. And also my first exposure to orchestra music that I truly got into and liked was the Nutcracker. So, because that's a really big thing around here, is the Nutcracker around Christmas time. So I think that's part of it. Tchaikovsky's always been a very big part of my life, with our youth orchestra conductor pretty much doing exclusively Tchaikovsky. And we had at least 2 Tchaikovsky pieces on every concert, no joke. So that aside, I just like Russian. So obviously March Slav is pretty much my jam as of right now. What's challenging about Tchaikovsky that's not really in our arrangements, and really Russian music in general, is how hard the string parts are. Because oh my gosh, this bobby pin will not agree with me. I'm done with you. It's just how hard the string parts are. And that's why a lot of string players don't like Tchaikovsky very much. Because of how hard the parts are. We played when I went to music festival camp thing this summer. We learned Tchaik 4 in 10 days, and we did fine. And I think that kind of numbed me to, oh yeah, this actually is really hard, because I wasn't thinking about that, I was just trying to get it learned. And so about the stuff that we're doing today, Russian Sailor Dance is actually the only one I'm kind of worried about. I'm not really worried about March Slav, other than, if you're familiar with the piece, you know that, the beginning to the end, it's there's all the stuff in the low brass where it's going do, 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 and that ends, and then, there's the ba-da-da-bop, bop, bop, ba-da-da-bop, bop, bop, and it slows down a lot. That's the only part I'm worried about, because the low brass isn't slowing down, and they're the people that need to lead it. The string section's doing fine with slowing down, but the brass, not so much. So that's really But Russian Sailors Dance, pretty much what it is the last page for me. Like, the last couple minutes, the last about minute of it is at about, like, 140 BPM, and it's all eighth notes for, cellos and trombones and, like, low brass, and, it's really hard for them, and it's really fast, and it's the kind of thing that just pushes until the end, and, yesterday at rehearsal, made a really big mistake, and when we were running it, I just kind of left them in the dust, because they were slowing down a lot, and I wasn't really sure what to do, and also, our director wasn't, like, up there, like, actually conducting this, he was, like, at the back, listening, and, so I sort of left them in the dust. He didn't like that. Needless to say, he didn't like that. But we fixed the problem, and I know what I need to do today to be able to, not do that. But I mean, low brass, you just gotta remember that low brass, aren't as quick as you, as a cellist. So, and it's a hard passage for them. I mean, it goes all over the place. Like, it's just hard. I mean, like, it was hard for me when I first started doing it, but and I'm not saying that our trombonists didn't practice enough and anything like that. It's just the nature of their instrument that they don't want to go nearly as fast as what I would like to. So, with March Slav, which is my favorite piece on the program, the important thing about March Slav, if you're ever going to play it, is that there's a lot of different sections that have a lot of different moods. And, that needs to be expressed. Because there's parts that, are very melodic and very happy. And then there's the parts that are just like screaming Russian low brass, all brass, fury. And then there's the parts that are in between. And just, it's a nice piece because I was gonna say it's really a wind piece, but it's not. It's like, it truly is an everyone piece. That's one of the reasons I like it so much. And now my hair's done. And I'm not gonna ramble about Tchaikovsky anymore. And I'm gonna go put my makeup on.